Namaste students. So today we are dealing with the chapter that is redox reaction part 2. Part 1 we have already done and you have learned regarding the chemical reaction as well as the changes, whatever the changes has been taking place in your nature, okay, around you. So that is nothing but physical as well as chemical change. We have discussed regarding physical as well as chemical change. Later we have discussed regarding how to write chemical reaction, what will be there when you are writing a chemical reaction, in the sense the reactants as well as product, and between that reactants as well as product you are supposed to write arrow mark. And when you are writing product, if gaseous substances are there, arrow mark should be shown upward. If precipitates are formed, in the sense arrow mark should be shown downward. Okay. So later you have also learned regarding the balancing with the equations. So next concept that you are learning under redox reaction, as I have told before, you will be learning under this concept regarding different types of reaction. Okay. So the types of reactions are these: the combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, neutralization reaction, and redox reaction. So regarding these, the types of reaction you have already learned in your lower classes. So again we are briefing with the concept. So we just go for the first one, that is nothing but combination reaction. So what is mean by combination reaction? So as the name indicates, it is combined. Okay, combination is nothing but you are going to combine something. So when you go with the chemical reaction, combination reactions are nothing but you are going to combine two or more substances so that you are going to get a single product. So that will be considered as combination reaction. So it is a type of chemical reaction in which two or more simple substances combine to form new single substance. So that will be considered as combination reaction. If you go with the example, magnesium ribbon. You know, magnesium ribbon, if you kept if you kept in atmosphere, in the sense, so that will react with your atmospheric moisture as well as oxygen content, and formation of oxide layer will take place around it. Okay, so when you are doing this experiment, first it is compulsory that you are supposed to remove that oxide layer. Okay, so around magnesium, oxide layer will be formed because it will react with your atmospheric moisture as well as oxygen content. So if you burn directly, what will happen? The reaction will not possible because already oxide layer is formed. Okay, so what are you supposed to do when you go with this reaction? You are supposed to remove the oxide layer by using of any sandpaper. You can rub that magnesium ribbon by using of sandpaper so that you can remove that oxide layer, and you can go with this experiment. So here what you are supposed to do? Combination, right? So magnesium we are going to burn. So you know, combustion, when it takes place, by that time heating, in the sense, combustion in the sense, it should be done in the presence of oxygen. So when you are burning something, by then it will be burned in the presence of oxygen. So magnesium as well as oxygen combined to get magnesium oxide. Now a dazzling white fumes you are going to get, so that you can make out that magnesium oxide has been formed over here. Okay. So the next concept. So next one more example, that is charcoal. Okay. So when charcoal is burnt in air, carbon dioxide is formed. So here also same thing, C plus O2, carbon when it is burnt in the presence of oxygen. So combination of these two so that you will get carbon dioxide as a product. So next one, when sulfur is burned in air, sulfur dioxide is formed. Same thing, sulfur when it is burned, in a sense, in the presence of oxygen, so that you will get SO2, sulfur dioxide is formed. So it is a combination reaction. Two, or it can be more than that. So those substances will combine with one another so that you are going to get a single product. So that will be considered as combination reaction. Next we will go for next type of reaction, that is decomposition reaction. So combination is nothing but just you are combining so that you are going to get a single product. So here decomposition reaction is nothing but we will be having a single reactant. From that decomposition of product will take place. Okay, separation of product from a single reactant, different products you are going to get. So that will be considered as decomposition reaction. And you have also learned decomposition reaction will be done by heating, or in the presence of electricity, or in the presence of photochemical process, in the sense in the presence of sunlight. So in these three procedure your decomposition reaction will be done. So it is a type of reaction in which one substance will split or it will break into two or more simple substance. For example, if you take A as a reactant, you will get B as well as C. From here only it will split into two or more products. So that will be considered as decomposition reaction. We go with examples. The first example is limestone. So calcium carbonate is a formula of limestone. Okay. So this on heating, as I said, thermal decomposition is taking place here. So when you heat this calcium carbonate, it will decompose. Single reaction you are having and it will decompose into two or more product formation will take place. So calcium oxide as well as carbon dioxide you are going to get. So carbon dioxide upward arrow mark shows that the formation of gaseous substance. So here the single substance will decompose into two products. Okay, there it has decomposed into two products. The next example if you consider cupric nitrate, CuNO3 twice. Okay, so cupric nitrate again when on heating. Okay, so it will get CuNO2 as well as oxygen. You are going to get cupric oxide as well as nitrogen dioxide and oxygen will be formed as a product. So in that nitrogen dioxide as well as oxygen both are gaseous substance. So you are going to show with upward arrow mark. Okay. So same thing, single reactant here three product has been formed on heating, thermal decomposition. The next example, when orange red crystals of ammonium dichromate. So this is nothing but ammonium dichromate on heating. A violent reaction takes place accompanied by flashes of light and nitrogen gas is liberated, leaving behind a dark green residue of chromium oxide. Cr2O3 formation will take place. Now this can be done in lab also. So this is the orange crystal. You can take it in a test tube. Okay. So when you will heat that orange crystal, okay, suddenly the change you can see with the color of the salt. Okay, so it will turn into dark green as well as you can see some of the flashes of light from the test tube. So it can, you can observe that formation of that dark green residue as well as flashes of light in your test tube. So you can make of that their decomposition reaction has been taken place. So one reactant has been given three products over here. The next one, electrolysis of water. As I said, can be decomposition process can be done by thermal, electrical or photochemical. So here electrolysis of water. These are the examples which I have already learned in your 10th standard. So example, when electric current is passed through water, it decomposes into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. See, this example you have already learnt. In a jar or in a beaker, you will be taking water. Okay, water molecule will be taken. So two electrodes will be taken. One will be cathode as well as another will be anode electrode. Two electrode which will be connected to electricity or connected to battery. So next, what you are supposed to do in that jar, water will be taken as I said. Okay, so it should be acidified with your acid, sulfuric acid, any kind of acid you are supposed to use. Now you are supposed to take a test tube, fill with water, and it should be inverted on the electrode. Okay, so if this is electrode, your test tube should be inverted and kept over here. So when you pass electricity, by that time this water molecule, whatever you have taken, that will start decomposing. Okay, so it will split as H2 as well as O2. So H2 will move towards one electrode, oxygen will move towards another electrode. So oxygen charge is negative, so it will move towards positive, as well as hydrogen charge is positive and it will move towards negative. So you know, positive and negative always attraction will take place. So it goes with hydrogen goes to negative charge electrode as well as oxygen will goes to positive charge electrode. So this is one more example for decomposition. Next we will go on displacement. Okay, so what is mean by displacement? So as the name indicates, here you are going to displace something. Okay, the placement of one element, okay, will be exchanged. So it is a type of reaction in which one element displaces another element from its compound in the solution. For example, if you are taking these other reactants AB as well as C. So two reactants you are having. So what will happen? One of the element will be replaced. Okay, so So here A will be replaced by C. Okay, so A will be removed, in that place C will come and attack over here. Okay, so that is nothing but displacement reaction. Now, displacement reaction will be done on what basis? It will be done based on your reactivity series. Okay, so you have learned all regarding this also, reactivity series. Based on the reactivity, your potassium is highly reactive. Next it comes with the sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold. So these reactivity series, these are very important. You should remember this concept. Okay, so you can remember with easy concept, that is Kanaka, Mangala, Zinfe, lead, had, copper. So doctor said to take mercury, silver, gold. Okay, just to remember. Okay, again I will repeat: Kanaka, Mangala, Zinfe, lead, had, copper. Doctor said to take mercury, silver, gold. So just to remember this reactivity series, I told this thing. Okay, so why this reactivity series is important? Because the replacement of element will be done based on this reactivity series. Only highly reactive metal, it can replace your lower reactive element. Okay, so lower reactive element, it cannot go with high reactive metal. For example, zinc displaces copper from cupric sulfate solution. So you can observe here. Okay, copper sulfate solution, you take it in a beaker which is in blue color. Okay, so dip a zinc rod. So when you will dip zinc rod, after some time you can see some observation. Okay, what is that? Your blue color solution has been turned into green. Why? Because zinc sulfate is formed. What is the color of zinc sulfate? That is nothing but green. Okay, so that you will get green in color. So why it is so? Because zinc will displace copper. Okay, zinc can displace copper. Why it is possible? When you go with the reactivity series, zinc as well as copper, if you consider, zinc is highly reactive. So this can displace copper. This is possible. If I take in a beaker, instead of copper sulfate, if I take zinc sulfate. Okay, green color solution I will take. For that, copper rod I will take. Whether it is possible to displace, whether it is possible to get blue color solution. No. Why? Because copper is lower reactive element. Okay, so this cannot displace zinc because zinc is highly reactive metal. So here, based on reactivity series, your displacement reaction will happen. Only higher reactive element can displace your lower reactive element. So zinc can displace copper, so that you will get zinc sulfate as a product. Another example, magnesium plus hydrochloric acid. It gives magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. How it is possible? Here magnesium has been displaced, your hydrogen. This is highly reactive metal. Okay, so this is lower reactive. So this can displace hydrogen. So it will go here, magnesium will go here, this will be removed. So you will get MgCl2 plus H2. How you will get, see here HCl, only one Cl is there. Here how you will get Cl? This already you have learnt. How to write formula of the compound based on the charge, based on the charge. Magnesium charge is +2, Cl charge is -1. Okay, magnesium charge is 2, Cl is 1. So crisscross when you will do. Okay, this one will come here for magnesium, this 2 will come here. So that Cl will get 2. So MgCl2. Along with that, hydrogen gas also will be liberated. One more example, sodium reacts with water vigorously displacing hydrogen gas to get sodium hydroxide. So same thing, sodium is displacing hydrogen. Okay, water in the sense it will be having H plus and OH minus, right? Okay, sodium is plus charge. So which atom it can replace? H plus, okay, which is positive in nature. Okay, so it can, Na plus can replace your H plus. So if you go with the reactivity series, Na is highly reactive, so that it can displace your hydrogen. So your product will be NaOH as well as hydrogen, whatever here from here you will be removing, that will be releasing as hydrogen gas. You are supposed to balance the reaction, that is very important. Next we will go for next type of reaction, that is double displacement. So displacement where you can see a single substance will get displaced, single element or ion will get displaced. Here double displacement in the sense two ions will get displaced. Here it is a type of reaction in which there is a mutual exchange of ions will take place, okay, present in two compounds in the solution. So now here two reactants here are there, AB as well as CD. So one is this reactant and another is this reactant. So here replacement or displacement, how it will take place based on the ion. For example, in this one will be having positive charge and another will be having negative charge. So here for example A is having plus, B is having minus. In the same way C is having plus, D is having minus. So how the displacement will take place? Here the positive charge atom, it can displace the positive charge atom which is present over here. Okay. So here C can displace A so that you will get CB and A will go here so that it will form as AD. We will go with some of the examples over here. The first example, reaction of sodium chloride with AgNO3, silver nitrate solution. So here as I said, Na plus Cl minus, Ag plus NO3 minus. So as I said, positive atom. So Ag, this can replace your Na. Why? Because this is a positive atom as well as this is a positive atom. So Ag can come here, Na will go here. So that the product will be AgCl and NaNO3. So double displacement. Here also displacement will take place as well as AgNO3 also displacement will take place. The next one, a solution of lead nitrate reacts with a solution of potassium iodide to form a yellow precipitate of lead iodide. So these are clear solution when you will take it in a test tube. So when you will mix, you are going to get a precipitate. You know, precipitates are nothing but insoluble particles which will settle down in the test tube. So here if you consider your lead iodide PbI2, it is a precipitate formation. So here also same thing, Pb is having plus charge because it is metal. NO3 negative charge, potassium K is having positive, I with negative. Same thing will happen. This positive charge element can replace the positive charge element which is present over here. Okay. So K can replace Pb, Pb can replace K. So that you will get product as K when you replace here KNO3. Okay. Pb when it replaces K, you will get PbI2. Lead iodide formation will take place. The next reaction is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction in the sense first you should know what is meant by acid as well as what is the condition which is required for base. Acids are nothing but which releases H plus ion. If it releases H plus ion, then only you can say it as an acid. Base is nothing but which releases OH minus ion. Okay, then only you can say it as a base. So if you consider this two, general example, this reactant is having H. Okay, so here H plus ion will be released. So this reactant will release OH minus ion. So which releases H plus ion, we can say it as an acid. Which releases OH minus ion, we can say it as a base. So when an acid as well as base, when these two will react with one another, you will get a neutral product along with that water. Neutral product will be salt in nature. Okay. So salt as well as water product formation will take place. How it will be possible? See, as I said, acid is having H plus ion. Base is having OH minus ion. So this H plus and OH minus will combine so that you will get water molecule. And this, okay. Other ions, whatever it is present in the reactant, so these two will combine with one another. You will get salt. See, this salt, it doesn't have H plus, it doesn't have OH minus. Acid character is also not there, basic character is also not there. So it got neutralized so that you will get a salt, okay, as a product. So that salt is neutralized product, neutral in nature. Example, hydrochloric acid reacting with the base, that is sodium hydroxide. This is an acid. Why? Because it is having H plus ion. So this is a base. Why? This is having OH minus ion. When acid and base, when this will come in contact with one another, this acid which is having H plus ion as well as base OH minus ion, so this will react with one another, HOH COH to form H2O. Now what is remaining? Na is remaining, Cl is remaining. So that will combine with one another so that you will get salt and water. Okay. So again one more example, nitric acid as well as potassium hydroxide. When these two will react, acid, base. Okay, when these two will react, you will get a salt and water as a product. Same procedure it will undergo. Next topic or next type of reaction, that is redox reaction. So before going with redox reaction, you should know what is meant by oxidation as well as reduction. So this concept also you have already learnt. Oxidation. Okay. So what is meant by oxidation? It says it is a reaction in which substance gains oxygen as well as loses hydrogen is called as oxidation. You have already learned. Oxidation is nothing but oxidation, addition of oxygen, okay, removal of hydrogen. So any one of this if it takes place, then you are going to call it as oxidation. If addition of oxygen is there or removal of hydrogen, okay, so then it will be considered as oxidation. Here oxidation we can consider based on oxygen, based on hydrogen, okay, which already you know. One more concept, based on electron. Okay, so based on electron also we are supposed to consider oxidation. This concept we have already learned. Based on electron in this class, when you come to first you will be learning regarding based on electron. So I'll just give one hint what is meant by oxidation based on electron also. So we will go with the definition one, based on oxygen as well as based on hydrogen, which I have already learned. That is nothing but oxidation is addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Any one of this if it is taking place in a sense, then you are going to call it as oxidation. So for this example also we will just learn. Magnesium. Okay, for this oxygen is added to get magnesium oxide as a product. Okay, burning of magnesium will to get magnesium oxide. So oxygen has been added. So addition of oxygen has been done. So you are going to call it as oxidation. This is the procedure where oxidation is taking place. Next, H2S, hydrogen sulfide reacting with your chlorine gas. Okay, so to get hydrochloric acid as well as sulfur, which you will get in terms of precipitate. So here what will happen? The same thing will it undergo. Oxidation is nothing but it is not only with oxygen, it goes with your hydrogen also. So from here, okay, from here see hydrogen sulfide has become as sulfur. Why? You have removed hydrogen. Okay, so removal of hydrogen has been done so that you will get sulfur as a product. So oxidation, either addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, then you are going to consider as oxidation. Now we will go with the second definition. As I said, based on electron. So based on electron, if you are saying oxidation is nothing but the species if it loses one or more electron. So losing of electron, it goes with oxidation. Okay, based on the number of electron. Okay, so it can be one or more than that also. So if it loses electron, then you are going to call it as oxidation. Example will see sodium atom loses one electron to form sodium ion. So this Na, sodium, why it forms or how it forms Na plus cation formation when it takes place by losing of electron. So it has lost one electron. So we can say this has undergone for oxidation. Why? Because oxidation is nothing but losing of one or more electron. So some more example we'll see under this. Your chloride ions, it will lose two electron to form chlorine gas, to form a gas. See, chloride ion. First you remember. See, chlorine molecule, chlorine atom is a Cl is a. Okay, what is the nature of Cl? It is a non-metal. It will gain electron, right? So when it gains electron, it will get negative charge. Correct? So formation of anion will take place. Now it has gained electron, so it has got negative charge. So we can say this as chloride ion. Okay. Now oxidation is nothing but losing of electron. Now whatever the electron it has taken, that electron it is giving now. Okay. So those electrons will be given out. So if electrons it is losing, then you are going to call it as oxidation. Next, in the same way ferrous ion if you take. Okay. So ferrous ion Fe2 plus, it will become Fe3 plus. How? By losing losing of one electron. Okay, by losing of one electron, it goes with Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus. Again, oxidation has been taken place by losing of electron. Next one, reduction. What is mean by reduction? Yeah, I guess you understood regarding oxidation. So oxidation, you can say addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, or in terms of electron, if you are saying losing of electron. This concept, first two concept you already know. The last one, oxidation is nothing but losing of electron, that you remember. Okay. Now reduction is nothing but if oxygen will be, if it loses oxygen, and gaining of hydrogen if it is taking place, then you are going to call it as reduction. So generally definition 1 says reduction is nothing but addition of hydrogen, okay, removal of oxygen will be done, so that we are going to call it as reduction. Some example we will see for this. H2 plus Cl2, when it will be reacted with one another, hydrogen as well as your chlorine, when these two will react, you are going to get hydrogen chloride, okay, hydrochloric acid you are going to get. So how it will be formed? By the addition of this. Hydrogen is added. Reduction is nothing but addition of hydrogen. So hydrogen is added. So we can say that reduction has taken place. Next, Cu. When nitrous oxide gas is passed over copper. Okay, so that you will get cupric oxide. Cupric oxide will be formed as a product. So here what is happening, you can make a oxygen. Here it doesn't have hydrogen term. Okay, so it is having oxygen. So you can go with oxygen term. So remember, see here oxygen is present with the nitrogen. Okay, but when you will get the product, you will get just a nitrogen gas. So oxygen has been removed. So what is the concept where oxygen is removing? That is nothing but reduction. So removal of oxygen, where it will take place, then we are going to call it as reduction. So from this nitrous oxide, oxygen has been removed to get nitrogen. So we are going to call it as reduction. Next, definition 2, based on electron. Oxidation is nothing but losing of electron. So reduction is nothing but gaining of electron. Some students will get confused with this oxidation as well as reduction based on electron. Okay. So remember one concept, oil rig. Okay. Oil rig. O-I-L-R-I-G. Okay. O-I-L means O represents oxidation, I represents is, L represents losing. Okay. Oil represents oxidation is losing of electron. Rig means reduction is gaining of electron. So when you go with the electronic concept, this oxidation as well as reduction, remember in this term. Oil rig. Oxidation is losing of electron, reduction is gaining of electron. Just one term I have given, just to remember the concept. That's it. Now we will go with example. Here fluorine atom, how it will become fluoride ion? By gaining of electron, because reduction is nothing but gaining of electron. By gaining of electron, it will get ionic charge. In the same way, 2H plus, okay, this hydrogen ion, it will take the electron so that it becomes hydrogen gas. Same thing, it is taking electron, so that we can call it as reduction. Now, the main type of reaction, that is redox reaction. Now you understood what is mean by oxidation, what is mean by reduction. So as the name indicates, redox. So where reduction and oxidation both are taking place simultaneously in a reaction, then you are going to call it as redox reaction. If reduction as well as oxidation both are taking place simultaneously, at a time it should take place, then you are going to call it as redox reaction. For example, zinc oxide is added with carbon, so that you will get zinc as well as carbon monoxide. So here if you go, zinc oxide will become as zinc. Okay. See, when you write this kind of reaction to show the redox reaction, you draw arrow mark. How it should be drawn? Zinc oxide, it will become as zinc. Okay. So that is nothing but reduction. Okay. So zinc oxide to zinc, reduction has been taken place. Now if you go with this, carbon monoxide has turned into carbon has turned into carbon monoxide, right? So what has happened over here? Addition of oxygen has been taken place. Here oxygen was not there, but later when you got the product, oxygen you can find over here. So it means that addition of oxygen has taken place over there. So addition of oxygen is nothing but oxidation. So you can identify in this reaction, reduction is also there, as well as you can find oxidation also. Okay, so both are there. So we can say this is redox reaction, where oxidation and reduction will take place simultaneously. One more example, H2S, Cl plus Cl2 to give HCl and S, sulfur. Okay, so in this reaction again you can make out here oxygen is not there, but you can go with hydrogen concept over here. So how you can write, as I said, draw the arrow mark. H2S will convert into S, sulfur. Okay, hydrogen sulfide will react and it will convert into sulfur. Your chlorine molecule, it will turn into hydrochloric acid, HCl. So what has happened over here? Here hydrogen was there, but when you go to product, sulfur, only sulfur is there, hydrogen has been removed. If removal of hydrogen will be done, what is that? That is nothing but oxidation. So here it has undergone for oxidation. In the same way, if you go with the Cl2, here Cl2 will turn into HCl. Okay. So how it is possible? Here Cl2 was there, here addition of hydrogen has been done. So if addition of hydrogen has been taken place in the cell, that we are going to call it as reduction. So here reduction as well as here oxidation. So both are taking place simultaneously in a reaction, that we are going to call it as redox reaction. So one more example, Cu plus N2O, okay, which gives CuO as well as that. Same example we have taken before. So here again same thing is happening. You can go with oxygen. Here oxygen is there, here oxygen has been removed. Okay, your nitrous oxide has been turned into nitrogen. Oxygen has been removed, so that is nothing but reduction. So if you go with the copper as well as your copper oxide. Okay, so here what will happen? You can find oxygen is not here, the product, you can find the oxygen. So it means that addition of oxygen has been done. So that is nothing but oxidation. So oxidation as well as reduction simultaneously in a reaction. Now what is meant by oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent? So oxidizing agent is nothing but it is a substance which gives oxygen or takes hydrogen from another substance and itself it undergoes reduction. So oxidizing agent, how we can identify? First, when the reaction is given, first you identify whether those element has undergone for oxidation or reduction based on the arrow mark whatever I have told. Okay, write down whether it is undergone oxidation or reduction. So if that reactant has undergone for oxidation, for example, if you go with this example. So from here to here oxidation, from here to here it has undergone for reduction. So this molecule or this substance reactant, it has undergone for oxidation. So this has undergone for oxidation in the sense this will be the best reducing agent. Okay. So this has undergone for reduction because it has undergone for reduction, so we can call it as best oxidizing agent. On what basis we can say this is the best reducing agent? Because this helps to this nitrous oxide to reduce. Okay, it has taken the oxygen from nitrous oxide. Okay, so we can call this as best reducing agent. In the same way, why we can call this as oxidizing agent? Because this has given its oxygen to copper. Okay, to undergo this molecular oxidation, this reactant has helped. Okay, so we can say this is a oxidizing agent and this is a reducing agent. Okay, so oxidizing agent is a substance which gives oxygen or takes hydrogen and mainly it undergoes for reduction procedure. In the same way, reducing agent, if you go, it is a substance which gives hydrogen as well as takes oxygen and it undergoes oxidation. Then we are going to call it as reducing agent. So this is nothing but regarding oxidizing as well as reducing agent. Now I did not give any examples for reduction or redox reaction based on electron, because when you come to first year you will be learning the lesson under the electron transfer, in the sense oxidation as well as reduction. So here only we learn regarding this. So we are just revising the concept you have learned in your 10th standard or in your lower classes. Now these are some oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. So here best oxidizing agent which will be used in industries and all. So that will be like acidified KMnO4, potassium permanganate, acidified potassium dichromate, alkaline potassium permanganate, concentrated nitric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4, halogens. Halogens in the sense fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, all those are nothing but halogens. Halogens you should learn properly. Okay, you should remember the number of halogens. So which in all halogens are present? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, first class biryani I ate. Remember like that. First it represents F means fluorine. Okay, class Cl, right? So it represents chlorine. Okay, first class biryani is nothing but Br, bromine. Okay, next I represents iodine. 8 is nothing but the last one, At, that is atrium. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine as well as atoms. So these are nothing but your halogen. Now best reducing agent, that is your zinc as or hydrochloric acid, coke, acidified iron sulfate, lithium aluminum hydride, zinc, mercury or concentrated hydrochloric acid. So those are best reducing agent. So this is regarding the types of reaction. So combination reaction you have learned, and decomposition reaction, displacement, double displacement and redox reaction. Okay, so mainly it goes with redox reaction where it goes with oxygen, hydrogen as well as your number of electron either losing or gaining, and lastly it goes with oxidizing as well as reducing agent. Thank you.